Flowers are often seen as simple decorations, enhancing the beauty of a space with their colors and fragrances. But did you know that in both Buddhist and Funue traditions, flowers are much more than just eye-catching accents? They are thought to carry energy, hold memories, and transmit subtle frequencies that can influence the environment around us. The flowers we bring into our homes don't just brighten the room, they shape the energy of the space, affecting our moods, emotions, and even our well-being. In this video, we're diving deep into the hidden powers of 5 specific flowers. These blooms, despite their outward beauty, may not be the best choice for your home, especially if you're looking to cultivate a peaceful, balanced environment. Some flowers, while stunning, can bring energies that disrupt the harmony you work hard to create. But don't worry, this isn't about superstition. It's about understanding the symbolic meanings these flowers hold and how they interact with the energy in our homes. So before you fill your space with the usual floral arrangements, take a moment to reflect on what these flowers could be bringing into your life. Watch till the end for insightful wisdom and tips on how to choose the right flowers that enhance your space. And if this resonates with you, please consider subscribing and joining us on this journey of mindfulness and intentional living. Let's explore the energy around us together. The black rose, often revered for its striking beauty, mystique, and dark elegance, has long been a symbol in art, poetry, and fashion. It stands out as a representation of rebellion, uniqueness, and the allure of the forbidden. In the world of creativity, its deep, velvety petals make it a favorite among those who embrace the unconventional. But in the teachings of Buddhism and the energy work of Funue philosophy, the black rose carries with it far more than what meets the eye. It is a flower deeply tied to sorrow, mourning, and the unresolved energies of transformation. In many cultures, the black rose symbolizes endings, death, farewells, and the closing of chapters. It is a reminder of the impermanence of life, which Buddhism teaches is a fundamental truth of our existence. The Buddha himself said, "All things are impermanent." The black rose, therefore, becomes a vessel for this energy of finality, representing that which has been lost or left behind. While it can play an important role in honoring those who have passed or marking the end of something in our lives, it is not a flower to keep in spaces where vitality, clarity, or healing are sought. In Buddhist philosophy, karma is not limited to actions alone. Everything in the world carries energy, including the forms we encounter daily. Even a flower, as seemingly harmless as it may be, can carry with it an energetic imprint, absorbing or reflecting the emotional states and experiences around it. The black rose, with its symbolism of death and loss, absorbs the energy of grief and sorrow. When placed in spaces like meditation rooms or bedrooms, areas that require renewal, peace, and restoration, the energy of the black rose can subtly hinder the flow of creativity, clarity, and inner peace. There is a story that perfectly illustrates this principle. Claire, a textile artist living in a spacious loft, was deeply drawn to the mystery and elegance of a preserved black rose. She decided to place it in the eastern corner of her home, where she had set up a meditation and creative space. In the beginning, she admired the artistry of the flower, finding its dark beauty fascinating. However, after some time, she began to notice subtle but persistent shifts in her energy. Her once joyful morning meditation practice started to feel heavy, and her mind, once sharp with creative ideas, grew foggy. Her energy was low, and she found herself feeling more anxious than at peace. After speaking with a Buddhist friend who understood the energetic principles of placement, Claire learned that the black rose in her space was likely contributing to her emotional and creative stagnation. She decided to remove the flower and replace it with sandalwood, which is known for its cleansing and grounding properties in Buddhist traditions. Almost immediately, Claire felt a shift in her space. Her breathing became deeper, her sleep improved, and her creative spark returned. She had unknowingly invited an energy of closure and grief into her sacred space. Once that energy was cleared, the room and Claire's life felt lighter and more expansive. The story of Claire serves as a poignant reminder that not all beauty serves us in the same way. The black rose, like all symbols, carries a message. It reminds us that while honoring endings is important, it is equally important to create spaces for beginnings, growth, and transformation. By placing the black rose in a memorial or ancestral space, we honor its role in marking a chapter's close. But when we place it in a room meant for renewal and peace, we risk inviting an energy of spiritual closure that may stifle the very qualities we seek: creativity, clarity, and inner peace. Buddhism teaches us that awareness is the key to transformation. Just as one cannot simply wish away suffering, one must cultivate the wisdom to see what is truly needed in each moment. The black rose, though not inherently bad or negative, should be placed with discernment. If you are looking for vitality and inspiration, consider whether this flower aligns with the energy of your space. Flowers, like our thoughts, hold power. Choose with intention. The poppy, with its delicate petals and vivid colors, is often seen as a symbol of remembrance in both Eastern and Western cultures. It is a flower that evokes deep emotional responses, often tied to loss, mourning, and reflection. In Western society, poppies are commonly associated with the remembrance of soldiers who have died in war, serving as an emblem of sacrifice and honor. Yet in the wisdom of Buddhist teachings, poppies carry with them a much deeper, more subtle energy, a clouding of the mind and spirit. In Buddhist philosophy, everything in existence has its inherent energy, and the poppy is no exception. While it is indeed a beautiful flower, its energetic resonance is often one of forgetfulness, emotional detachment, and sedated consciousness. The poppy brings with it a heavy dose of yin energy, a stillness that can feel comforting, but can also trap us in lethargy, confusion, and spiritual sleep. When placed in spaces designed for clarity, decision-making, or mental activity, the energy of the poppy can slow us down, dull our senses, and create a foggy atmosphere in which nothing seems to progress. One real-life story illustrates this principle perfectly. Molly, a composer in Bangkok, was drawn to the melancholy beauty of poppies. Seeking to create a softer, more reflective mood in her music, she decided to grow poppies on her balcony. She imagined the flowers would inspire her work with a sense of wistful tranquility. In the beginning, her music became more subdued, which she attributed to the influence of the poppies. But over time, she found herself disconnected and uninspired. Her creative flow began to dwindle. She couldn't find the clarity she once had, and her music felt stagnant. Molly sought help from a Buddhist practitioner who immediately sensed the imbalance in her space. The practitioner explained that the poppies, while beautiful, were clouding her mind. They were introducing too much yin energy into the environment, an energy that stifled her creativity and dulled her clarity. The solution was simple yet profound. Replace the poppies with plants that carried a more balanced energy. Molly decided to replace the poppies with lemongrass and mint, two plants known for their clarity, vitality, and invigorating properties. The shift was immediate. Within weeks, Molly's creative flow returned. She found that her thoughts became sharper, her music more vibrant, and her mind clearer. This story reveals a profound truth in Buddhist teachings. Perception shapes reality. When our perception is clouded, whether by external factors like flowers or internal ones like emotional pain, we cannot see the world clearly. It is through clarity of mind that we can understand our true path. The poppy, with its dreamy seduction, can easily lead us into a state of passive reflection, but it is not a flower that helps us move forward. It encourages stagnation, not growth. If you are seeking a space for mental clarity, productivity, or emotional balance, the poppy may not be the right choice. Instead, consider plants like lemongrass, hibiscus, or mint. These flowers and herbs invigorate the mind, sharpen the senses, and support clarity. In Buddhist philosophy, the mind is the most important instrument for spiritual progress. The poppy's heavy energy can weigh down that instrument, but plants that promote clarity, balance, and vitality lift the mind and allow for deeper understanding. The red spider lily, with its dramatic bright red petals and bold shape, is a flower that instantly captures attention. It's striking in its appearance, its petals curling back like flames, symbolizing both beauty and fire. In many cultures, it's a flower tied to the concept of death, mourning, and departure. In both Eastern and Western traditions, the red spider lily is used to honor the deceased, often seen at memorials and grave sites to mark a farewell. But in Buddhist teachings, this flower carries a deeper, more complex energy, one that speaks to the idea of attachment and the inability to let go. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment is a root cause of suffering. The Buddha taught, the root of suffering is attachment. The red spider lily, with its connection to remembrance, may inadvertently serve as a constant reminder of what has been lost, preventing us from fully embracing the present moment and hindering our ability to heal. In the practice of mindfulness, we are taught to observe the present moment without clinging to the past or worrying about the future. Yet by placing the red spider lily in our daily spaces, we may create an environment that nurtures unresolved grief and attachment. This flower can subtly keep us anchored in the past, trapping us in a loop of sorrow and loss that makes it difficult to move forward. One story shared in the video is of Funue, a man who, after losing his wife in a tragic accident, decided to plant red spider lilies in his yard to honor her memory. These flowers bloom brightly every autumn, and Funue felt a sense of connection to his wife as he passed by them. Over time, however, he began to notice a subtle shift in the emotional atmosphere of his home. His daughter, who had once been lively and energetic, began to act withdrawn. Their conversations grew strained, and Funue felt an overwhelming heaviness in the air. At first, he attributed this to the natural grieving process, but as time passed, the tension persisted. When a Buddhist monk visited his home, he noticed the flowers and suggested a change. The monk explained that while the red spider lilies were beautiful, they carried the energy of a farewell that never truly ended. Instead of helping Funue process his grief, they kept him stuck in an energetic loop of remembrance, preventing true healing. The monk suggested that Funue move the flowers to a more private space, such as a corner of the garden away from daily activity. He was also advised to introduce plants that symbolized renewal, vitality, and growth into the spaces where they spent the most time, such as in the living room and near the front door. The change was remarkable. With the red spider lilies moved to a less prominent space, the energy of Hunue's home lightened. He and his daughter were able to reconnect, and the oppressive heaviness that had once lingered began to dissipate. This story is a powerful reminder that, while honoring the past is essential, we must not allow it to dominate our present or future. It is through letting go of attachment that we create space for new beginnings and for healing to occur. In Buddhist teachings, the act of letting go is not about forgetting or abandoning the past, but about releasing its hold on us, so we can live freely in the present. If you find yourself drawn to the red spider lily, it may be helpful to consider whether its presence in your home is helping you move forward or keeping you trapped in an emotional loop. The key here is balance. Flowers like the red spider lily, while beautiful and meaningful, must be placed in spaces dedicated to reflection, not in the areas where we seek vitality, connection, or growth. The wisdom of the past can be honored in quiet, intentional spaces like memorial altars, but it should not dominate the energy of your home. The angel's trumpet, with its large bell-shaped flowers that hang downward, is a captivating plant. Its sweet fragrance and elegant appearance make it a popular choice for gardens, and it has been used for centuries in ceremonial practices to induce altered states of consciousness. But as beautiful as the angel's trumpet is, it carries with it a powerful energy that can disrupt the harmony of your home when placed in living spaces. In Buddhist philosophy, the energy of a space is deeply influenced by the shapes and forms within it. Everything we encounter carries energy, and that energy is transmitted to us through form. The angel's trumpet, with its downward-facing blooms, pulls energy downward and inward. Its shape creates an energetic vortex, drawing the flow of qi away from the center of the room, causing the space to feel heavy and stagnant. This plant, when placed in high traffic or central areas of the home, can create an energetic collapse, making the space feel unbalanced or even spiritually vulnerable. A real-life story shared in the video tells of a family in Hanoi who planted an archway of angel's trumpet at the entrance to their home. The beauty of the arch, with its soft, cascading flowers, was enchanting, and visitors often complimented them on the magical, dreamlike atmosphere it created. However, over time, the family began to experience strange mood shifts, fatigue, and sleep disturbances. The parents became irritable with one another, and their young child developed a sense of anxiety and fear, struggling to sleep through the night. When a Buddhist monk visited their home, he immediately sensed the energy imbalance caused by the plants. He explained that the archway of angel's trumpet had opened an energetic gateway, allowing an unfiltered flow of energy into the house. The plants, while sacred in ceremonial spaces, were not suited for a home meant to be a sanctuary. The monks suggested pruning the plants and replacing them with jasmine, a plant known for its calming and soothing properties. Within a week, the family's mood improved, and the atmosphere in their home became peaceful once again. This story demonstrates the importance of understanding the energetic qualities of the plants and objects we bring into our living spaces. While the angel's trumpet may be appropriate for ceremonial or spiritual practices, it is not meant to be casually used as decoration in a home. Its powerful energy can create instability, especially in spaces that require grounding and harmony. If you are drawn to this plant, it is essential to place it with awareness, ensuring that it is in a space where its energy is contained and purposeful. Just as a doorway needs to be carefully guarded to protect the space inside, so too does the energy within your home need boundaries. The golden chrysanthemum, often associated with longevity, remembrance, and reverence, is a flower that holds a deep significance in many Asian cultures. It is used in rituals and ceremonies to honor ancestors and the deceased. In Japan, the flower is revered for its connection to purity and the imperial family, while in China, it symbolizes autumn, aging, and the cycles of life and death. The golden chrysanthemum, in all its beauty, carries the energy of completion and remembrance. However, when placed in living spaces, especially in areas of high activity like the living room or kitchen, the golden chrysanthemum can create an energetic contradiction. Its energy, tied to stillness and completion, clashes with the dynamic energy of spaces meant for vitality and engagement. The flower's energy of remembrance and finality may inadvertently slow the pace of life in your home, making it harder to feel the liveliness, inspiration, or motivation needed for day-to-day activities. A story shared in the video describes a woman named Lan who placed golden chrysanthemums in the entryway of her home as a tribute to her late mother. While the flowers were beautiful, over time, Lan began to feel a heaviness in the air. It was as if the house itself was holding onto the past, preventing the flow of fresh energy. After consulting with a Buddhist practitioner, Lan moved the golden chrysanthemums to her altar space, replacing them in the entryway with peonies, flowers known for their symbolism of growth, abundance, and vitality. Immediately, the atmosphere lightened. Lan reported that the heaviness lifted and she felt a renewed sense of peace. This story teaches us an important lesson. While remembrance and honoring the past are sacred, they must be placed in spaces that allow them to be respected without disrupting the flow of energy in the home. The golden chrysanthemum, with its deep connection to remembrance, is best placed in spaces that are meant for reflection and reverence, such as altars or memorial corners, rather than in areas of high activity where its energy may cause stagnation. In conclusion, the flowers we choose to place in our homes carry far more significance than we often realize. They aren't just decorative elements, they are energetic companions that resonate with the frequencies of our lives. Each flower, whether it's the black rose, poppy, red spider lily, angel's trumpet, or golden chrysanthemum, carries a powerful energetic signature. These flowers can either enhance or disrupt the flow of energy in our spaces, and when chosen with mindfulness, they have the potential to support clarity, healing, and spiritual growth. Remember, flowers reflect the energy of our thoughts, actions, and intentions. By selecting those that uplift, we can create a home that serves as a sanctuary, a place of peace, vitality, and clarity. So take a moment to ask yourself, what energy are you inviting into your home, and what message are your flowers sending? Just like the space around you, your home is meant for growth, peace, and balance. Let it reflect that intention with every bloom. If this video inspired you, don't stop here. Dive deeper into the wisdom of mindful living by checking out more of our videos. Subscribe to our channel and join us on a journey of intentional living, where we explore how simple yet profound choices can shape a life of clarity, peace, and spiritual harmony. Let's continue growing together, one step at a time.